Okay, economy versus epiconomy. What am I talking about? Like, it sounds like they're kind of the same thing, right? They're not even close to the same thing. So let's go through some etymology really quickly, and then I'm going to really outline for you what exactly I'm talking about. All right, so the etymology of economy comes from two root Greek words. There's oikos, which means household, and there's neimen, I don't know how to say that, which means management. Oikonomos, okay, or oikonomia, that means household management. So it eventually became the word that we know today, economy. According to dictionary.com, here are a few definitions from dictionary.com. As I selected these definitions, it's not all of them, but these are the definitions that are relevant to what we're talking about. Okay. So the definitions of economy are an act or the means of thrifty saving, the management of resources of a community or country, especially with a view to its productivity, the prosperity or earnings of a place. Okay, so in the early days of designing the STEM drive, I originally envisioned it being a new experimental sort of economic system. However, my views quickly changed when I realized that what I was doing, what I was really talking about, doesn't fit into the currently accepted idea of what an economy is. Okay, so when we talk about economy in our current context, we're talking about productivity, exports, trading with other countries, trading between states, between cities. We're talking about levels of production. We're talking about the stock market. We're talking about the chain of resource distribution from the manufacturer or farmers all the way to the consumers. We're talking about valuation. We're talking about fluctuations in the market. It's kind of a loaded word, but I mean, what our economy is. Okay, we all know what the economy is, unless you don't, but I mean, it's a pretty basic, kind of household idea. The more in-depth concepts of the economy, what economists get into, obviously is not kind of a household idea, but the basic idea is there. We all know what the economy is. We all know the basics of kind of what it does. So at some point, and I can't say exactly when this was, I realized that I was no longer talking about an economy. What the AI STEM drive represents is far outside the purview of what the traditional idea of an economy is. Now, where the primary focus of an economy is production, trade, wealth, prosperity, and the healthy circulation of currencies in a society or in a culture. Okay, so the primary focus of the AI STEM drive is, in contrast, humanity, fulfilling our basic needs, ensuring that the stage is set for us each to be gently kind of encouraged to self-actualize. It focuses on ensuring that we are all adequately educated, that we are all healthy, united, enlightened. So I know I've previously kind of mentioned this a couple times or briefly glossed over it, but I didn't go into this thinking economy. Yes, there was the kind of motivating aspect, the whole idea of money being kind of the center of so many problems in our culture and society. But I went into this with the idea of not economy, but of seeing if I could create a sort of framework that would make corruption, make the motivations behind corruption just not possible, but just not something people would want to do. And that's where I started from. I didn't start off thinking, post-scarcity. I started off thinking, okay, money is a problem. We have all these issues that stem, or not stem, but that is heavily related to money in some way. So I went into this problem, trying to solve this problem from the perspective of a person that was trying to find a way to make that aspect of money a non-issue. That's where I'm coming from. Did I just say that twice? I may have. Forgive me. Let's continue. And for a long time, I had thought that humans are just corrupt by nature. We are just fundamentally flawed in that way. Tit for tat, theory of evolution, like why things have become this way. How come we allow so much corruption, but yet why is cooperation so important? If corruption also seems to play this important role in the evolution of and the dynamics of a species. And what I have come to realize is that is not true. In fact, that corruption, our motives behind, the actions that we do that we consider corrupt. And what I'm trying to say here is, what I came to realize is that we are not corrupt by nature. We are survival machines, but we are not corrupt. In fact, a lot of the research in science, scientific literature suggests that is quite the opposite. We are kind of tuned through, how many millions and hundreds of thousands of millions of years to want to be our best possible selves. We have this inner drive that pushes us in that direction. So my big realization was that it's not that we are fundamentally corrupt creatures. It is that we are creatures stuck in a social structure that simply because of its shape, not its real geometric shape, but the kind of symbolic shape of our society is such that it prods us into that area. For example, water is just water. It's not violent. It doesn't go out and drown people out of spite. But what makes water into those things is the shape and structure of its environment. Simply because of its environment, we get whirlpools, we get tsunamis, we get tide pools, we get still silent lakes. That aspect of what water can do is purely dependent on the literal geometry and shape of its surroundings. So that's what I realized. That's what we are. That is exactly what we are. I mean, Bruce Lee 100%, Be water, my friend. Like, I guess that maybe not the best one there, but you get the idea. It's how we have kind of come into this world. We came into this crazy world, and the way we act and react is crazy. So when I kind of realized that corruption and all this evil stuff we do, most of it, not all of it, obviously there's outliers, but is kind of like the structure of our world sort of evokes it, like it's a demon that's being evoked from the collective social, dynamics between everybody in our society, and that's where it comes from. So I was surprised. It was one of those sort of kind of, whoa, wait a minute, hey, yeah, this makes a lot more sense because it just fits. So like I always say, I was just following the research. I was just looking at the science. I was looking at the literature and what it suggests. Okay, so that epiphany kind of led to the next epiphany. I mean, it was just looking at what I realized and then unwrapping it and flipping it inside out in a way revealed the next epiphany, which was that a unified, cooperative, human collective, being that our nature is to want to succeed and self-actualize. That a social structure of people that are fitting into their, what we naturally tend to do, almost emanates post-scarcity. And not just post-scarcity, creativity, humanitarianism, a feeling of safety, of belonging, happiness, personal fulfillment, social fulfillment, and a profound level of intrasocial symbiosis that has never before achieved, as far as we're aware, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure as far as we are aware. It causes heightened creativity, unity, incredible rates of cooperation and productivity. And again, on that level, I honestly don't know that any human society has ever been able to achieve such a structure. It also induces a keen awareness of our environment, a need to keep our world clean, take care of our planet, deal with the threat of pollution in a very proactive and intrinsically motivated sort of way. Along with that, there are other attributes as well, a keen awareness of your environment, of the world, of our earth, of the relationship that we have with our planet, the fact that we basically came from our planet, an awareness of the necessity to keep our planet clean, to take care of it, and we also come to respect the incredibly destructive capability that the universe has. I mean, the power behind, all you have to do is you don't even have to grab a telescope. All you have to do is look across the earth. Sometimes it'll come right to your doorstep. We had an earthquake 2 weeks ago now, I can't remember. Tornadoes, hurricanes, and that's like child's play compared to, a binary star system or binary, or what do they call it? Two black holes where they're just like spinning around and clunk. Oh my gosh, what is the term for that? Can't remember. But gamma ray bursts. I mean, what? That is mind-blowing. It's like a solid, coherent beam of gamma rays that just like blasts across galaxy and can ice solar systems at a time, just desecrate like entire solar systems. When you actualize like your appreciation for, do you call it appreciation? Maybe your awakened awareness, your I don't know how, I'm trying to describe something that's indescribable, I guess. But you have an appreciation for that and you respect it. But you also have an appreciation and respect and awareness of the very almost nurturing side and caring side of the universe, the life-giving side. Like, we didn't come out of nowhere, like it's elements of the universe that one after another, in just the right way, gave rise to us. What I'm saying is, I'm sure everybody kind of trips on stuff like that. But when you are actualizing, that kind of stuff is like mind-blowing, spiritual experience level, life-changing, really, really strong experience. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. I completely forgot where I was. Yes, okay. So, post-scarcity is really just a side effect of that. It's a side effect of a healthy, natural state of, our healthy, natural state. So an economy, nope, not even close. That is so far from what an economy is. It's like, I probably shouldn't have even called it an epiconomy. It's so far from, the word economy is so loaded and so completely far from what the AI STEM drive does. So after some time with a Latin dictionary and rummaging through, different prefixes and suffixes, I finally settled on epiconomy. Okay, so an epiconomy is that which is above, outside of, or over, and the economy. Yet, because it also includes our current social, political, economic, environmental, psychological, sociological states, we are still living right now in an epiconomy. It's just that compared to the STEM epiconomy, our current pre-STEM epiconomy is to the STEM epiconomy what communism is to capitalism. So an epiconomy can include a substructure called an economy, which in ours it does, but it doesn't have to. So there's absolutely nothing about the fact that resources are allocated and distributed within the STEM epiconomy as a means of uniting, nurturing, inducing intrinsic desires to actualize that would give it to being defined by the word economy. It would be like trying to call the human vascular system the economy of the body. It's just a ridiculous notion. It doesn't follow, and it makes no sense, right? So there it is. They are fundamentally completely separate concepts.